There's a little bit of wrestling news today. Raw featuring Dominic Mysterio got a 0.5 rating. I don't know why. Obviously, it has something to do with Rey Mysterio re-signing, why they're shoving this guy down everyone's throats. But it is pretty sad, pretty unentertaining. And Eric Bischoff said this week, I posted a video of Kevin Sullivan interviewing Eric Bischoff on this channel. And Eric Bischoff said one of the big things missing in wrestling today is lack of realistic conflict. And when you have Dominic Mysterio in the middle of his feud with Seth Rollins saying that he put his SummerSlam match together with him, and they all hugged after the match, including Rey Mysterio, who supposedly lost an eye to Seth Rollins. I don't call that realistic conflict. He doesn't even look like he works out. They put him in this multicolored jumpsuit that just looks ridiculous. Thank you, Matt Bradley, for tipping me $1.99. Every little bit counts. Got a bunch of good interviews coming up this week, which I'll talk about more later. But Bischoff also mentioned in that interview on this channel with Kevin Sullivan that he feels a lot of wrestling fans have switched over to watching the news instead. I don't buy that. I don't watch the news. The news is just propaganda and the various networks pushing their own narrative. Is the news more entertaining than wrestling? If I had to watch one or the other right now, if someone held a gun to my head, I would rather watch the news, but I don't go out of my way to watch the news. I watch old wrestling on YouTube or MMA or boxing. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, who I've done a couple things with on this channel. If you search up Booker T, the Hannibal TV, he has said that he had COVID and he didn't even know it because he got his tests back months later. Here in Ontario, Canada, there is some talk that they're going to lock us down further again and re-shut down the gyms, which I sincerely hope doesn't happen. I've been really happy back at my gym. Someone actually saw me tonight in there, and he hadn't seen me. He happened to be at the Great North Wrestling event last October in Rockland, Ontario. He hadn't seen me since then. And he said, Hannibal, you look bigger than you did last October. Good job putting the size back on. So, yes, I'll be really pissed if the equivalent to our governor here in Ontario shuts down the fucking gyms again. Not to mention a lot of gyms won't survive, or restaurants. If they put further restrictions on it, it'll be bullshit. And I don't want to have to start driving to Quebec again. I just bought a new Jeep. I want to put those miles on my Jeep. John Falsetta tipped me $2 and says Mysterio is the new Eric Watts. Is Ray booking? Eric Watts was actually pretty good. By the way, Piper is here. She wants to say hi. She hasn't appeared for a while. She's got her sweater on because it's already very cold here in Ottawa, Canada. Eric Watts was underrated. He was pushed too young too soon, but he actually wasn't a bad wrestler, and he actually beat up Rick Rude in a amateur wrestling shoot. For anyone that doesn't know that, it's safe to say Dominic Mysterio isn't beating up like Brock Lesnar in a shoot. Or I don't even know if there are any tough guys in WWE now, legitimate tough. Well, Karrion Kross, he's legitimately tough. I don't think Dominic Mysterio is beating up Karrion. PW Insider is reporting that Ted Hart had sentencing of 10 days in prison in Richmond County Jail starting on September 9th. And that was related to being found guilty of being in possession of a Schedule 3 narcotic. He was also fined $21 for not carrying his driver's license, $61 for failing to use lights with wipers. He was also fined $232 in relation to violating his house arrest back in March. Apparently, on May 4th, he was declared a fugitive from justice, and he asked to attend another hearing on October 13th in Virginia related to his sentencing regarding being considered a fugitive back in May. According to PW Insider, it appears that the domestic assault charges related to a March 26th incident where he was charged with strangulation causing bodily harm to Maria Manick have been dropped. Maria already said she was going to drop it.